What are you looking up my pants for, sucker? Hey, everybody, it's Exonerated back on the Spinalcraft server. Today I am goofing around a little bit at our wither skeleton farm. Drops are kind of mediocre at the moment, but that's okay. I've been here for maybe an hour or so. Gotten a couple of skulls. Don't really think I've gone over the setup of this, so I've thought today what we do is take a few minutes to kind of describe how these work. What I'll do also is I'll post a link in the bottom in the description. Exumavoid is the individual we used to pattern our wither farm off of, and I got another skull. Woohoo! So from an item collection situation here, we've got these rows of hoppers with a half slab on them, and I'm sorry about the frame rate drop. You'll get it periodically. It's the nether on a multiplayer server. Not a whole lot I can do about it. At any rate, there is these hoppers that are connected together with the half slabs, and the half slabs give the mobs a place to land where they don't take like max damage, but the hopper can still pull items through. All of our hoppers are fed into a central situation storage chest where we go through and sort it after that manually. You can see I've got two long sets of rows over here and another short set of rows over here. That's because I had two intersections right next to each other, so we built them in one long row, and then I have a third intersection over here that's built into its own rows, but we wanted it to line up with the other ones, so that's why these are short this way. So yeah, not going to go too much into the specifics of how these farms are set up, but we'll give you an idea of just the scope of things. You can see down here we have rows of spawning pads, and they're set up so that if something spawns on them, immediately a piston fires and pushes it out into a drop chute, and it drops down. Now, if it's a what are those things? Oh, they're blazes. If it's a blaze, the blaze will just float down. It doesn't actually take fall damage. But if it's a skeleton like the one we just saw drop there, it'll fall down and take a certain amount of damage. So will the skeletons. So will the zombie pigmen. So if they fall down, they take their damage. We have a timer set up. Well, let me get up top here, see if I can't show you. We have a timer set up right here, and you'll notice everything is slabbed. And again, I'm sorry about the frame rate drop, but we have a timer going on over here. It's hooked to a T flip-flop that passes the signal through. After 44 seconds, well, not 44 seconds, I'm sorry. After the timer goes off on it, it closes the chute with these blocks to suffocate anything that's not 3 high. The only mob that is 3 high, of course, is the wither skeletons. And you can see a blaze is dying there. And when he dies, you know, his loot drops into the hoppers below. Wither skeletons will continue to fall from these pads. And, I better slow down the mouse, I guess. Wither skeletons continue to spawn from those pads and fall down. And eventually what these timers do with these pistons is they help us knock out everything that's not a wither skeleton. So the idea is we can actually sit and go AFK in a room and then come back later and or come back in a little bit. See, there's a wither skeleton right there. And there's another one that's hung up there. It's glitching down, but he'll be down in a minute. They always come down. So you can stockpile wither skeletons, and you sit AFK for maybe 15-20 minutes or so. in a central location, and then you come down and you just go through and start killing wither skeletons. It's a real easy setup. It's a little labor intensive, and the most dangerous part is the lava. This fortress we found, I located the fortress, and Gold did most of the preliminary building, including the safety platform, which you desperately need. Here, let me get up to the top here and show you guys from above what it all looks like. At any rate, the biggest danger is the lava around it. You want to be able, with this type of wither farm, you want to be able to protect yourself, but at the same time, you don't want to fall to your death. So, Gold went through and built a massive platform underneath this, and it's plenty big enough for us to build whatever we had to build underneath of it. You can see the spawning stations are set up. This again was one intersection, and then this was two more intersections. Now when I'm talking about an intersection, what I'm talking about is a crossroads. Make it over here. A crossroads in a nether fortress. And the crossroads, they're not the only place the wither skeletons can spawn, rather, but they do have the greatest percentage of spawning in those intersections, and so it's in your interest to actually go through and use those as a basis. Now, you'll see this block right here. We actually have another space. We took out the intersection physically, but this can be another set of spawning pads if we wanted it to be. And we actually have another one right here that can be a spawning station if you want to be. Let's see. Got to be careful because some of these are long drops. There used to be an intersection right here, and you can actually see where we started taking it down. We were going to set up a fourth and a fifth pad for our wither skeleton farm, and then realized that pretty early on that it's excessive. There's no need to have that many. Truth be told, we probably could have stuck with just the two, and been just okay, no problem. But we didn't. We decided to go with the third one, and the rates are already pretty outrageous as it is. So these are just us slabbing down. We had stairs going down here at one point. The only thing you do have a problem with is these slimes. They drop out of the farm. They're the only ones, when they get this small, they're the only things that can get out of the farm. And you want them to, because you don't want them to jam up the farm. So, and you can see here where we have the hoppers feeding into our storage section there. So when the slimes get out of the farm's way, then, you know, you can kill them down below. Otherwise, they'll just kind of stockpile. So let's see. I know we had some skeletons on the other side here. We had a bunch of them piled up, and they may have despawned in time with me running around. Because I was too far away from them. Here's a couple right here. So that's pretty much it. You have to be careful about down here as well. The way to increase efficiency in a farm like this is to remove every single spawning space in the area around it, and that's what we've done. We've gone through and removed spawning spaces, and I don't have any other skulls there. That's my second one for the past hour. Rate's a little lower than I'm used to, but that's okay. You have to slab everything around this. Whoops. Let's fix. There we go. You have to slab everything around this to reduce spawning. And the other bad thing about being on a server is that on a server, as soon as somebody gets into the nether, your spawn rates instantly plummet. So you really have to pick like opportune times on a server to use this and be efficient. But you can see we've done, and I'm sorry about the frame rate lag, you can see we've done a good deal of slabbing. It's not 100%, but we have been going through and slabbing out pretty far. Within reason, we've gotten some layers over here, some layers over here, and the more slabbing we do, of course, the better it gets. I couldn't reach across and I didn't have any ender pearls, so this is a slab walkway, but nothing can spawn on it. So, and you can see we had a furnaces set up and tons of storage for stone and everything else. We've got nether brick for days, and we smelted the netherrack we did farm out in the nether brick as well. So, all in all, like, I would suggest definitely, like, this is something that belongs in a single player world. This mechanism fires so often and it generates so much lag, and then you have the trouble with your rates dropping, that it's way better to do this in a single player world. I would, if I had this to do again, I would have done it a different way. I'd have done it flat platforms and just gone around and farmed everything manually. But it's still kind of cool. It does get good drops, and sometimes your rates are better than others. And let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and end it all. I know I have 28 levels. I don't care. Levels aren't that important. Whoa, wait, don't want to waste my pork. Running low on pork as it is. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut away, and I'll be back at the base, and we'll get started with what we're actually going to do today. Whee! Alrighty, and we're back. Let's see, what have we done recently? Ooh, some chicken. Nom nom nom. Let me grab a stack, half stack. Chicken farms, not doing too bad. Every once in a while I'll find a flagrant piece, but it's not as often anymore now that I move that lever over. Let's see, we're going to climb up. Oh yes, the iron farms. I went through and spent some time on the iron farms. I grab my gear, normal sword, digger, work shovel. Bob's your uncle. Alright, whoops. I've played this game before, I swear. Alright. Now I feel better. Well, now I feel better, because I've got ender pearls. Yes. Alright. So, you'll notice when you come out here, all of the scaffolding is gone, finally. The last of the villagers have been moved up to these iron farms over here. What we've gone and done is built the second iron farm. This is just storage I've got to remove. Built the second iron farm, and of course it would not show up. Why won't you show up? Don't you like us anymore? Come home! Anyway, there is an iron farm up there. It's hiding. You can tell my gold farm's lagging a little bit too, like it doesn't want to display all in. Oh, there it is. So we've got the second iron farm built. All 4 iron farms on this end are producing well. And yeah, it's been a lot of work, but it's a nice extra bit of iron that's needed. I've been going through a lot of iron recently. On top of farming beacons for folks, a lot of folks have been using me to purchase the iron for their... I shouldn't have jumped down just yet. A lot of folks have been using me to purchase the iron for their beacons, so I try to keep them on hand at all, keep enough iron on hand at all times to do that. This right here is our ladder leading up. This is how we had our access. And this is where we pick up a bunch of sand. Do not look if you have epilepsy. In fact, let me step out of it a little bit. That's probably a good idea. So at any rate, we've managed to get the extra iron farms built up. Everything's been going really well. The cactus farm has been ridiculous. I missed a bunch of that stuff. Let's get down here and grab these ladders real quick. I always seem to need a ton of ladders, and the one torch that was on top. And there we go. And it can't hurt to get this out of the way now. Oops. Those and those and those and those and those. Going down. Alright. So now that's all finally done. I'm going to leave this little step here because sometimes I just ender pearl badly and I need a way up. So the iron farm's been going pretty good. I'd like to get a pumpkin farm done today. So let's go grab some stuff and talk about a pumpkin farm. Let me put that pumpkin farm, rather. We'll put some dirt away and get up there. All right. So the pumpkin farm model that I have runs off of a switch that detects whether or not the pumpkins are there and fires off accordingly. And I don't see any, and I don't see any, and I know I have redstone. It's a pretty slick model. I would love to give credit where credit is due, but I do not know who created this. I know Tyrant has been using it for a while. We're going to use some oak wood. I also did manage to start setting up storage for other items over here. All of the plant stuff. You'll see I've got saplings, and then their leaves are going to be right beside it. So let's see. We're going to grab these pumpkin seeds, and even started moving some of the slime ball storage and ender pearl storage, rather, excuse me, over here as well. So let's get up top here, and I want to kind of give you a gist of how the farm works, and then we'll go from there. I'll come back after I've gotten some work done on it. Okay. Go, go, go. I don't think that's enough torches, so we'll do that. And we're going to need some building blocks. We're going to use crafting benches. Why not? I've got a bunch of them. So basically the process works like this. You've got a place where you've got your pumpkin can grow onto, and you've got a place where the seed is. That sand's gonna represent the seed. And then what we do is we take a redstone repeater, maybe. I tell you what, let me get this set up, and with an actual demonstration, I'll show you what we're doing, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, and now I'm back. Alright, so let's go over this pumpkin farm shenanigans. Alright, so we're going to have some dirt. The dirt's going to be there, and look at how amazing that dirt is. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to dig up some more dirt because I didn't bring any with me. I didn't think it was important, okay? Get off my back. Alright. So, and I forgot a hoe. So now, oh, look at him. He's come to visit. Hi, how are you? I've missed. Why'd you hit me for? I've missed you. You and your silly gold helmet. You're such a crazy guy. Come back. All right. Grab our hoe here. All right. So we go through and we set up our seed on one block, and our growing space will be on the other. So as an example, boosh, there we go. There's our plant. There's our growing space. Now, what we want to do is pass a signal through this block to be able to detect when it's ready for harvest. So what we're doing is I'm just linking hoppers around it for now. Let's see, we'll put a chest down here and we'll link it into that. Okay, so actually I gotta fix this one. That was pointed into the dirt. Alright, so now we've got hoppers all the way around it. Now what we want to do is set it up so that it can harvest as soon as a block pops up right here. Okay? So we're going to put a repeater right here and another repeater right here. Then we need a signal. And our signal is going to be this redstone torch. So now anytime there's a block here, ta-da! The redstone signal comes through the other side. Redstone signals are able to be pushed through pumpkins, okay? So now what we need to do is we want to build this up so that we can have it harvest. So we've got a block right here. We're going to push the redstone signal in. We're going to put this torch in. We're going to put, let's see if I can do this. Yes. We're going to put another block on top. Redstone torch. So now everything's crazy like. We're going to come up underneath here and we're going to place a piston facing down. So this is the basic premise of the pumpkin farm in general. Okay? What you'll have is the pumpkin will be growing, it'll be growing and be growing. Oh look, pumpkin! As soon as it does, it turns off this redstone torch, which lets this one cut on, activates the piston comes down. What good is that, you say? Well, if we go through and put glass, there's another guy. These guys are so crazy. No, come back to me, I love you. Okay, I don't know where they came from, but alright. Maybe I got some glass over here. Let's check over here for some glass. No glass, but I'll take the pistons. And no glass there. Now what about across the way? Do I have glass across the way? Let's find out. Ooh, almost missed that edge. Glass. 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 No glass. Alright, we'll run and grab some glass real quick. What the heck? Fire one off. And then we'll run back to the other side. And I'll show you exactly how this works. Let's see. Do I want regular glass or do I want to... Ooh, I want to... No, I want it orange. Let's have it orange. Orange glass. There we go. Hopefully that's enough. Might as well have the whole building be orange, huh? Let's see. Fire across. Whee! And we'll fire across again one more time. Whee! Alright, here we go. So we're back. We've got our glass set up on our little pumpkin contraption. And I don't have a pumpkin. What was I thinking? Okay. Alright, so at any rate, you'll have to take my word for it. We set the pumpkin up. Pumpkin harvests. The redstone signal goes through and it causes the pumpkin... No, no, no. I'm going to do this. This might be a little derpy of me, but you guys are going to see this in action. Flip back across. And we're going to do it again. Because it's fun. Here we go. And last but not least, let's get to the bottom here. We're going to need some pumpkins anyway. Let me get over here and put some of this orange clay away. I think I got more orange clay than I needed. Alright. This has probably been the derpiest episode I've had to date. Although the last one with the Ender Pearl fail was pretty amazing. I was pretty stoked about that. So, And back across we go. Fire one off. Eat some chicken because it's tasty. And fire one off again. There we go. Alright, so here we go. You gotta take my word on it. This is how it works. So the pumpkin little seed grows up. All of a sudden it spawns a pumpkin. Boom. There you go. Pumpkin knocked into the little hoppers. Well, what happens is... Oh, it should have been sticky. I'm not very bright sometimes. Okay. There it is. We're gonna reactivate that to get that glass to come back up. There we go. Alright, so pumpkin goes through and harvests, and boom, gets knocked off. And that's how this works. And it works pretty instantly too, which is really nice. And the good thing is that you can actually chain them together. This is tileable, so you can have a long row of these on both sides and have them harvest. What you would do is you have, like in this case, we have this dirt right here. What we would do to increase the spawning rate is put another one right there. So now the dirt has, or the pumpkin has, 2 spaces it can grow to, which actually increases the chance that it'll grow. And let's see, we're just going to put down some hoppers for aesthetics, and then we would come through again and we would put our, here we go, put down our redstone torch, we put down our repeater, we put down our other repeater, we put down this guy right here, this guy right here, I'm going to do it this way, this guy right here, and then sticky right there, and glass right there. And so now for the one seed, you've got 2 spots that it can grow into. It'll increase the rate at which the pumpkins spawn off this one seed just by doing that. And so I can just repeat this tile even further by going through on this side, and let's say we're going to put another one up. Sort this out, you know, boom, there's another seed right there. And you know, it's rinse and repeat rather. We just tile it down as far as we want to go, maybe even doing 2 sides, maybe doing more than 2 sides. But that's the premise of our pumpkin build, pumpkin farm. I'd love to give you the person who created it, but I just don't know. I know it's a version that Tyrant's been using for a while, and he found it somewhere. And if I've ever able to locate credit, I'll attach it to the video so you can look it up for yourself. But it's, I mean, it's a great clean version that does really well, and you get really good rates. I mean, every time one harvests, it's cleaned off, and then the plants are able to spawn again. What I also do is I have in the back here behind this row of hoppers, I usually wall this off and put my water here so the soil, that word, is hydrated. But honestly, once these pumpkins grow to mature level, this water is not even needed anymore, because water doesn't increase the frequency at which pumpkins harvest. It's the same with watermelons. It doesn't, once the stem is mature, it really doesn't matter if the water's there or not. Whoops. So that's pretty much it for today. It's a little bit of a hodgepodge episode, but I wanted to show you guys some of the things we have been doing, and kind of give you an overview of what I'm going to do for the pumpkin farm next time. Hopefully we'll be able to work on the pumpkin farm some more, and I'll kind of get an outline going together of what I want. I want excess. I want it to be huge, for no reason but to be huge. So that's pretty much the the theme for this. I want to harvest as much pumpkin as possible. So, that being said, I want to thank you all for watching today. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Till next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.